As we watch these harmless black water vapors trailing this Delta commercial spray liner, I just want to thank every one of you who support me on Patreon and PayPal, and for those of you who picked up a shirt or mug from the store or visited one of my sponsors. I'm here because of you guys. Your support enables me to do what I do. Since the irrational, illogical Patreon ban of Sargon of Akkad, Milo, and James Alsop, I've had many of you email me your disdain for what Patreon is doing. Almost every one of the messages say something similar to these messages, which I received in the last couple days. Now, we know that somebody tipped Patreon off to this very obscure thing Sargon said 10 months ago, over an hour into a 3-hour video that had very few views on a channel that had very few subscribers, or they never would have found that. And to top it all off, it was a clip of Sargon, who is not being supported by Patreon to appear on the other channel, mocking the use of racial slurs, not actually making racial slurs. But wait, there's more. To add insult to this already injurious situation, Sargon didn't even come close to breaking a single term of service. But guess who did break a term of service? Patreon did, by banning someone who didn't transgress their terms of service. Think about this. Not only did Patreon destroy the livelihood of an individual, they put their middle finger in the air and said F you to every single individual who supported Carl Benjamin and his content on their platform. They actually care more about placating a small minority of jealous, authoritarian busybodies who don't have 2 brain cells to rub together than rooting their company's reputation on the fertile ground of the free market, rational thought, and unwavering integrity. So what Patreon has just communicated to the world is that they can't be trusted to protect anybody's livelihood as a content creator. But it's my hope that Jack Conte and the Patreon staff will watch the numerous videos that have been produced by critically thinking, fair-minded creators like Sargon, Styx, Vincent James, Tim Pool, and many others who have taken their time to show Patreon just how off the mark they are. And I hope they'll correct their actions, issue an apology, and restore Sargon, Alsop, and Milo's status, and whoever else they attempted to destroy financially, because they didn't have the balls to stand up to the outrage mob. Guys, if we don't stand up for the people who are being censored, we better not be surprised when the same acts of censorship takes a swipe at our necks. So with that, I'm not going to abandon my Patreon supporters, but I totally understand if you decide to abandon Patreon. That's why I've opened my channel to Subscribestar. My new link for that is in the description. And guys, I'm not under any illusions that what Patreon did won't be done by other platforms. But this is the free market, competition is good, and I like to give new platforms an opportunity to knock down the old tyrannical guard. Now real quick for today's topic. You know how they always told us that we need to reduce our carbon footprint because the world is warming and we need to get politicians involved to make laws that will fine people if they surpass their daily carbon allotment? Then they had to change their term from global warming to climate change so they could broaden the scope of their socioeconomic manipulation. Well, looky here. NASA is reporting that the Earth is cooling. They say the average global temperature dropped by more than 0.5 degrees Celsius from February 2016 to February 2018. Scientists find Earth is cooling, not warming. NASA predicts mini ice age, Al Gore. Even the Washington Compost Pile is reporting that global temperatures have dropped since 2016, and that's normal. Real Clear Markets asks, did you know the greatest 2-year global cooling event just took place? And as geoengineers increase global dimming on this cooling Earth, what does globalist billionaire puppet Bill Gates want to do? He wants to begin blocking the sun in the spring of 2019. Why? To cool a cooling Earth that he wants you to believe is warming. Harvard scientists intend to block out the sun's rays from Earth as a way to defeat climate change. The geoengineering project, they say, is an attempt to cool the Earth's overall temperature. The name of the project is SCOPEX, or Stratospheric Controlled Perturbation Experiment, and it'll cost roughly $3 million for initial testing. By testing, they mean that it's no longer a concept, it's the real thing. And if you're wondering where all the money for this project is coming from, look no further than pro-vaccination, pro-population control Billy Boy, who says he's going to fund it out of his own pocket. But I'm sure one way or another, it's going to come out of the pockets of taxpayers. So we're going to get a pro-population control guru to try and block out the sun in order to cool down an already cooling Earth. What could possibly go wrong? Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the Google Thought Police in the comments section below. And I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. Oh, and don't worry. I'm sure those black clouds coming out of the back of that plane are just harmless water vapors and ice crystals. You know, like the government tells us they are. Guys, don't worry. They're the government and they are here to help. Guys, thanks for watching. I create at least one new video every day. If you get something out of this content and you want to be alerted when I upload new material, subscribe to High Impact Vlogs, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, and share it with everybody you know. Because the specter of censorship and termination looms over channels like mine, be sure to subscribe to my free private email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. And if you think it's worth helping the cause of truth here on this channel, you can support my work on Patreon or PayPal, or you can grab a hard-hitting shirt from the most politically incorrect shirt store on the planet. There are over 100 kick-ass designs, and I'm adding new ones every week. All these links are in the description and in the pinned comment. Remember, don't just believe anything and keep questioning everything. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored video.